A good day to everyone. This time I want to discuss how we can stay sane in a crazy world. Because each day in our lives nowadays we receive bad news, receive news about something that is not going okay in the world. Wars, famine, pestilence like COVID, of course, pollution, global nightmares of all sorts, social injustice, threats of all kinds. Well, we are not alone in this. Many of us, all of us in a way, are receiving this kind of bad news. Also, many times in our own personal lives, things are not so well. We have trouble, we have conflicts, we have mistrust. Sometimes we have some amount of war also, and some unfairness, some injustice. We have all sorts of ways we can feel bad. We can become stressed, we can feel anxiety, sadness. Sometimes we even feel sort of crazy, perhaps desperate, perhaps losing our ground, and so on. So what can we do? I would say that the most important thing is about going inside. Because when the outside is crazy, when things are not well, when we feel eventually powerless, we can still go inside. We can still do something different. We can still find peace inside. And how do we do that? Well, let's perhaps try a little bit of meditation. I would invite you now to close your eyes, to just listen, follow for a few minutes. First thing, eyes closed now, we observe this moment. Whatever we worry about probably is not really happening now in this moment. Or perhaps it is, and we just still choose to go inside. We find some silence, we find a moment to ourselves. Then we go inside, and the first thing about going inside is finding our nervous axis, picturing inside of it an axis of energy where our deep energy flows. It flows peacefully because we are leaving all tensions to the outside. And in this inner flow of energy, there is peace, silence, and there is no tension. There is relaxation. One part of us becomes a witness. Whatever is going, whatever is happening, we don't allow ourselves to be wrapped up by it. We observe. We don't go against. We don't go for it. We don't evaluate. We observe. But mostly now, we pay attention to the fact that we are a living consciousness, paying attention. Whatever troubles us cannot exist without life in us, without this inner awareness. And we dive into this inner awareness now. We feel life, we feel ourselves. There is something essential within ourselves that is paying attention. There is something in us that listens, that watches, that smells, that touches. Without it, we are not. We don't even exist. We just observe this. There is chaos outside eventually, but inside of ourselves we can still find something that is peaceful, and I wouldn't say it's organized. It organizes. It brings some amount of harmony. It acts within us by itself. It has no conceptual boundaries. It acts by itself. It can be just spontaneous. Perhaps we might even find some joy by noticing there is something within us that is like a center without center, something that allows even for our worries to exist, even for our thoughts or feelings to exist. With this living consciousness, nothing else is possible. And we stay with this inner consciousness. Nothing else. In a way, there is also breathing. So something breathes. We can stay with this for a longer time if we choose to, in silence, allowing something from within to be here and now, and we know this inner something is the ground, is the basis of all movements in mind, in thought, in awareness, in emotion. It goes as if there is even a sort of a time suspension that we might find. If and when we find this time suspension, it becomes even better. And now we peacefully come back, knowing that we are back to our worldly existence, our movement in life. But perhaps we found something, we recovered something within a few minutes. Now we come back. We may open our eyes, we may pay attention again to whatever is around us, whatever is going on. Eventually, with a fresh new perspective, moving from peace inside to this strange world outside. And this is what I wanted to give you for the day. So As usual, comment, share, subscribe if you wish to. And see you later.